I want to see just a beautiful split the 8-9 here, that's all. What do you say? There it is. I think Phil got it right. When he coined that term, super-symmetric, he's talking about that ball motion on the back end, the skid flip, where you normally see that kind of reaction from an asim. Super-symmetric means you can get that asim look from a symmetrical ball. What's up, guys? BrunsNick's back. It's time to introduce the Radical No Doubt. Now, the No Doubt has a brand new super symmetrical core design, as Phil says, with a lower RG, higher differential, and that HK22 Plus Pearl cover stock. Now, I can't wait to see what this ball does for me out on the lanes with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see what this No Doubt does for me out on the lanes. All right, it is time for No Doubt, and I gotta tell you, Phil must have some high-quality people doing his color picking for him, because this is quite possibly one of the best-looking bowling balls I've seen. So let's take a look at the core. Brand new super symmetrical type core with this No Doubt core. RG's 2.485, differential 051, and all wrapped around that HK22 Plus Pearl cover stock. So, got SPECTO running as usual. We're gonna try it out, we're gonna move it in, we're gonna see what this ball does for me. We're gonna start it on 15 board and go from there. We'll see if pretty bowling balls can strike or what, but bowling on a house shot, and we got a little bit of games on it because I wanted to see what this ball does when the friction's kind of built in a little bit. Throwing a few games, so we'll see. Wow, no doubt that hooks. You know, usually when I test these bowling balls, the Radical ones I get to test on Throwbot first. And so I get an idea, I get kind of a notion of what the ball's gonna do based on what I see from Throwbot. You know, we have multiple players throwing multiple different angles and all that good stuff. But the whole thing is with this ball was strong symmetric, strong skid flip. That's what we want. So that's what we got. How am I going to get this ball down the lane from this angle, or is this just an angle too straight for a pearl symmetric ball like this? Kind of picked up a whole nother gear there. I got that ball projected a little bit further to the outside. Not trying to hit it very hard, just trying to work on getting it down the lane and stay a little bit straighter, more on line. Performed nice there. Went through the pins great. Let's throw it one more shot there just to be safe. Maybe I throw it in the oil a little bit longer. Maybe try to get that ball to skid out on me a little bit. Like that. Okay. So yeah, play it straighter in the oil. Wants to skid out a little bit. Needs a little friction. That's kind of what you see with symmetrical bowling balls that have pearl flippy cover stocks, is not so great in the oil, better when they see friction. So if you're on heavy oil, this is not going to be a ball you start with. So there I kind of manipulated a little bit to play a little bit more in the oil, and the ball kind of had trouble recovering. So let's move 5. Let's start opening up these angles and really see what the No Doubt can do for me once we start throwing it away from the pocket. Way out wide. Hello. There. Carry one of those. That responded really quick. You know, we talk about symmetrical bowling balls naturally having a longer hook window compared to asymmetrical bowling balls. Well, when you get a certain core in a ball and a certain cover matched up on the ball, this ball is ultra quick to respond. I got that ball to the dry quick, and that stood up to friction very fast. So let's maybe try to hit that spot a little bit further down lane. That's the goal anyway. You know, when you get towards the end of the day of filming, all goes out the window. Nice carry on the 10 there. So I think I can definitely stay aggressive with it. I think it's going to be a ball that I need to stay around the side of it. If I try to go too forward, it's just kind of see the friction and kind of respond more forward. We don't want that. We want the ball to come off the spot hard. So let's give it a star effort then. Try not to leak it so far right. That's better. Oh my gosh. That thing is such a heat seeker for friction, let me tell you. I thought that was in a better spot. I thought I got that in more. I had other ideas. So when a ball 4-pins like that and it wants to stand up to friction early, that is a clear indicator you need to start moving it in. And it's probably more of a move than you think. I'm moving 5 at a time and sometimes at a not enough. It's not enough. So those 2-and-1s, one board, not enough. Let's move another 5. We're gonna be 10 left now, standing 25. I think this is gonna be the best zone for the ball, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Nick Stradamus coming up clutch, calling his shot. That was a fantastic shot. We're in the right zone now. So everything beyond this point will be a test, and this will just be the fun. This is the steak, the dessert is later. Let's just repeat that same shot. That's in more, it's in more. Recovered hard. I like those light hits. I don't mind it one bit. Do I pucker up a little bit? A little bit. I knew it was hooking. I got it in probably a board and a half, somewhere in there. And it hit like I got it in about a board and a half. So it reserved a lot of energy for the back and went light mixer. Let's throw one more shot there. This is a great spot. Let's try to just send it. This is gonna be full send towards the gutter. A lot of hand, a lot of rotation. It's flaring. You can hear it on the back flare there, clipping the thumb right before it hits the pins. It just kind of, I see that a lot from my symmetrical bowling balls. That's just what happens. All right, we're off that spot now. We're gonna move another 5. We're gonna be on 30. So we're 15 left to where we began. I sent it wide early. That, something that you just can't do. When the friction's built in, you gotta play more in the oil. If you miss out right, ball stands up to friction pretty hard. And like I said, I bowled a few games on these lanes, so we got a little bit of play, got some developed friction through all the zones. So you hit that friction early, mind you, remember that pattern, not a lot to the outside. So I can't just rip it and send it to the dry early. I don't recommend you doing that. That's a recipe for disaster with any ball. And just did it again. Now if you get it out way further right, like 2 board, wherever that was, then it's fine. It'll sit up to the pocket. But let's try one more shot there. I'm really not trying to send it out that far right. Sometimes, bowling ball just has a mind of its own. Can't help it. Come on, one more shot here. Let's throw it regular, real. Let's keep it in the oil. A little longer. There we go. Oh, hello. Yeah, all right. I think Phil got it right. When he coined that term, super-symmetric, he's talking about that ball motion on the back end, the skid flip, where you normally see that kind of reaction from an asim. Super-symmetric means you can get that asim look from a symmetrical ball. Let's move it 5 more. We're on 35, all the way left. This might be a good zone, to be honest. Just kind of judging of what I've seen. Let's get this ball to the dry and see. Man. Finally trip a 4-pin, but the 9-pin's there too. Just my luck. Oh man. So there's no quitting this ball. Not only does it look good, it responds hard, rolls pretty dang good. Let's do that again. I want to see just a beautiful split the 8-9 here, that's all. What do you say? There it is. Truly fun ball to throw. But let's get down to brass tacks. Where is this ball going to be best from? I don't know. I think that 10 board left move, where I'm standing on 25, was probably my favorite zone. I felt the most comfortable there, so let's go back there and throw one more shot. So once again, don't want to feed it to the dry immediately, and definitely don't want to get soft with the speed. No doubt. All right, that's all I got for this Radical No Doubt Super Symmetric addition to the Radical line. So if you got this ball based on the review, please let me know in the comments. Love hearing about that kind of stuff. Check out the merch on Inside Bowling. I really appreciate all your support. And as always, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video.